This video introduces you to the concept of non-conforming use. As explained in the previous video, zoning bylaws may be amended. Inevitably, this may create a situation where a property which was previously compliant with the old regulations no longer complies with the new ones. In such a situation, this property would be considered legally non-conforming. Despite being impermissible under current restrictions, it is nonetheless permitted because the use existed lawfully before the restrictions took effect. In other words, the land use is grandfathered in. Whether a property can be considered legally non-conforming is governed by the Local Government Act. Under the Act, a number of rules and conditions are imposed, including a non-conforming use may continue through successive changes of ownership, but it loses its status if the use is discontinued for a continuous period of 6 months. A structural alteration or an addition cannot be made to a building used for a non-conforming use unless this is required by law or permitted by a Board of Variance. A use in part of a building that is non-conforming under the new bylaw may be extended throughout an existing building or structure, but a non-conforming use of land cannot be extended over a larger area of land. A change in ownership does not change the status of its use. However, where a building, structure, or land is damaged or destroyed to the extent of 75% or more of its value, it cannot be rebuilt without conforming to the new bylaw. Based on the information shown on the previous slide, it is clear that under the Local Government Act, a non-conforming use may continue through successive changes of ownership, meaning that a buyer may purchase a property that is legally non-conforming and its status continues. Note, however, that a building used for a non-conforming use cannot generally be structurally altered, meaning that a buyer's ability to perform major renovations may be limited. Therefore, while properties that are legally non-conforming may be sold, licensees must determine whether the properties they list have legal non-conforming use status, as this may influence the decisions of buyers. Let's consider an example. Imagine a street which is currently impacted by a zoning bylaw which restricts properties on the street to single-family homes. If, on this street, a duplex had been built prior to the enactment of the bylaw, that duplex would be considered legally non-conforming. A buyer may be attracted to this duplex if it was for sale due to the potential for large rental incomes which a duplex could produce relative to a single-family home. But consider what would happen if that duplex were to burn down. The property owner would not be able to build another duplex as this would violate the zoning bylaw. Instead, they would be limited to constructing a single-family home, which may not be able to generate the same level of rental income as the duplex. Because a buyer's sole or principal motivation for the purchase might be the rental income they believe the property is capable of generating, this represents a risk they and their lender should consider. Similarly, many insurance companies restrict the amount of insurance they will grant for non-conforming properties, which is another factor that might influence potential buyers. This example demonstrates the risks associated with purchasing properties with non-conforming use status and illustrates why licensees must always be cognizant of the concept of non-conforming use. This video has introduced you to non-conforming uses and demonstrated a scenario in which a legal non-conforming use could have serious repercussions for a client. It serves as a reminder that when zoning bylaws are amended, existing properties may be impacted. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.